Hello, I'm Gemma. I am one half of the We Great Ladies. I work with the beautiful and spectacular, gorgeously talented Becky Newbold, and we make up We Great Ladies. My background is I'm a drama practitioner, a writer, an actor. Becky and I have worked together for 20 years. I use drama and writing and acting to be able to connect to people creatively. What I love about my work, it's been really quite telling the last week that I didn't realise that I needed the validation of the stuff that I do about connection. So I do harp on about connection quite a lot, but I like connecting to people, I like connecting to history and to story, and I like sharing that with people and then sharing that with a larger audience. I like watching things change in front of me for the better. I like watching people explore who they are and the stories that they have, and then they understand that they can animate those and bring them to life. I also like wigs and makeup and just playing. I like playing a lot. I really like playing a lot. Just bake some bread, get it out of the oven, let's have a look, see what it looks like. It's done, needs a bit longer. I'll come back. So the work that we've done with We Great Place is, I first came on to work, do Man Engine, to be walkabout characters at Man Engine, and it was incredible. We had an amazing time. Again, I got a costume, because Becky and I have done lots of walkabout characters before. And then we got into a conversation with the lovely creative team at We Great Place and talked about the stuff that we do outside of just the walkabout characters. And we started to talk about the drama work that we do and the visual art stuff that Becky does, and how we could marry that together to maybe reach out to some hard to reach young people and engage them in their heritage, and look at how the history of where they live is going to affect their future aspirations, and how we might be able to build those aspirations and motivate them creatively. We went on to work with Bernardo's Young Carers, we went off to work in schools and youth groups and foundation learners at Barnsley and direct entry at Barnsley. We've created relationships with the youth offending team. We wanted to build a legacy for what was We Great Place with these young creative ambassadors, which is what we're doing. And this legacy to speak long after we've stopped facilitating it, for them to become creatively entrenched and invested in Barnsley, and for that to be born of heritage and from We Great Place. The impact that We Great Place has had on my own creative practice. Well, Becky and I worked separately before, and We Great Place brought us together as a team. So that's huge. We are now a partnership. And I suppose anybody who understands anything about being an artist, the sense of belonging makes you stronger, and from strength can come great things. So yes, I have connections with other artists that I didn't have before. It gave me space to reflect and celebrate the stuff that I am good at, and then also to think, actually, which bits do I need to build on? I'm really good in the moment and being in the present. I'm not so good at evaluating and saying, this is why I do the thing that I do. Maybe that's because I spend so much time just living project to project, and We Great Place gave me room to breathe and imagine that something built now will ripple and carry forward and carry on. It's also given me space to play, and I've met so many new artists, and it's so good to say, I'm really good at this bit, but you're really good at that bit, so can you take that and I'll take this, and then let's bring it together and make a lovely creative marriage of brilliance, really. But it's more than just brilliance, it's also importance of speaking to what has gone before, heritage-wise, and what will come next, aspiration-wise. Highlights. There's been loads of highlights. There's been the really big applause moments, so being at the bigger festivals, so We Wonder and We Wonder Noir, and but I think for me it's the little gems that you find nestled amongst life that have been the bigger highlights. So it's the one young person reaching out and saying, I've applied to college, or it's the walking through Barnsley and someone saying, hey, Gemma, and them wanting to introduce me to their parents, and we've done this writing project with them, and it's... Oh, that's my bread's ready again. Not a soggy bottom in sight. It's seeing the fundamental changes to the topography of someone's future with the work that you do in that moment. Why I think it's important, the kind of work that we do in Barnsley and Rotherham. So space and places speak. They speak in the behaviours of people, and they speak in the way in which the world looks around those space and places. But we can't always hear it. We can't always capture it. And I think for us to have stopped and tried to capture the words of the places and understand the story of Barnsley and Rotherham, and understand and try and share why it's important to hear that story. I think that's why the work that we've done, the legacy that we've created, is we've stopped and we've listened to the places where we've been, and we've tried to capture those stories. One more important thing about me is I'm not going to be Paul Hollywood anytime soon, and I can walk an entire swimming pool, almost an entire length of the swimming pool, underwater on my hands. True stop.